Nature has a way of assigning everyone a role, and our collective groups often have their designated joker. While such a figure might seem minor, their function can be essential. By becoming a common focal point, sometimes even an enemy, they foster a sense of unity among everyone else. Harvard physicist Avi Loeb is currently playing a similar role within the scientific community and the public sphere. His entire research program is dedicated to the search for extraterrestrial techno signatures, a pursuit that has taken him from the enigmatic Oumuamua to metallic spherules on the ocean floor, and now to the third known interstellar object, 3I Atlas. This is undeniably an interesting idea, and Avi Loeb is de facto simply fulfilling the role of a scientific provocateur that he has chosen for himself. Very soon, however, many media outlets will seize upon his speculative questions in their relentless pursuit of clicks. The information space will inevitably fill with sensational headlines about Harvard scientists finding dangerous aliens. It is possible to investigate anything, but what truly matters is the weight of the evidence, or at the very least the statistical likelihood of such extreme conclusions. Therefore, it is crucial to recall that a cometary origin for 3I/ATLAS remains the most probable explanation. The object could simply be one with very weak activity or a non-standard chemical composition. The apparent lack of gaseous tails or a coma could easily be caused by its great distance from the Sun or be an optical effect. Likewise, the object's orbit, while extreme, is consistent with what could be expected from a natural interstellar body. Hyperbolic trajectories and retrograde inclination are not impossible and are, in fact, predicted. It is likely that such bodies pass through our solar system regularly. We noticed 3I Atlas simply because it is, relatively speaking, as large as a cow. The latest dose of what might be called Loebonomy doesn't really mean anything at this stage, because the object is still far too distant for any definitive judgment. Loeb himself often states that his work is merely a mental exercise, a thought experiment. Nevertheless, his commentary will probably become the most cited media study on 3I/ATLAS, overshadowing the truly valid and interesting information that will emerge from more conventional analysis. Of course, if we are truly faced with an invasion from 3I/ATLAS in September, we will all have to admit that Avi was right. However, it is worth remembering that just 6 months ago, during the so-called drone panic, many were convinced first contact was imminent. The same thing happened 8 years ago during the flyby of Oumuamua, and again back in December 2012. The pattern is familiar. Naturally, many of us would love to live to see first contact, ideally not a hostile temporal event. The search for active and dead techno-signatures around other stars and within our own neighborhood is a worthy and profoundly important scientific endeavor. But so far, we have not found a single unequivocal empirical evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, neither out there nor here at home. The statistics remain heavily weighted against the most bombastic possibilities. And despite his fervor, Avi Loeb has yet to provide any concrete proof. Although his role as a catalyst for discussion can be useful, the nature of the modern internet and media ecosystem means his speculations primarily provide ammunition for undesired nonsense. It is wise to keep in mind his history of finding hypothetical UFOs even in the patterns of suspiciously burnt toast. While the conversation he sparks has value, it is always essential to tame our expectations and ground our excitement in the rigorous scrutiny of evidence.